Hi there, morning from London, or afternoon should I say. I'm just showing you this because it's 42% relative humidity in my smoking area, and I'd just like to touch on the idea that it's quite dangerous for Cuban cigars and their wrappers. The reason being is because when it gets down, well, it was about 54% this morning, about 9 o'clock, and it's plummeting as it did yesterday. And it got down to about 40% by about 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. And it's 42% now, and it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. And the reason being I'm bringing this up is because you know, this is how you get split wrappers when you're smoking. What you've got to remember is in your cigar it's about 13% moisture content, and basically when the hot cherry hits the damp tobacco inside your cigar, it steams and your cigar will contract because the steam has to sort of break out. And basically if your wrapper is dry, it will not be pliable and it will not bow out and absorb any pressure from the steam that's in there. In fact, it will just split and crack, and it will then lead to splitting probably everywhere throughout the cigar. And a way I get around this is when I monitor my relative humidity in the area where I'm smoking, if I can see it's at about 42% or below 50, going down to 40, I will deliberately run my cigar under the tap for about 4 seconds, and just to moisten the wrapper. And basically that really does help when you're smoking in a dry environment. Like I say, I won't do it unless if it's up above 54%, but when it's getting in the 40s, I do it religiously. Just something for you to think about, and it's something that I trust implicitly. Okay, we're going to get on to smoking a cigar now. Hi guys. Today I thought we might, well, I might smoke something a little bit larger than what I normally smoke. I do possess a few of these and other large sort of ring cigars, and today I thought we would smoke one of these. That is the Bolivar Libertador. Wonderful name, what a name. Basically this is an 18 box, so it's relatively fresh, and I absolutely love these. I like them fresh because they are very nice. Now, the Libertador was originally a French regional release from 2006, and then it was re-released in 2007 because of its popularity, in 25 boxes and 10 boxes like this. And then it stopped, and then I think it might have been 2013 that they reproduced these for the La Casa del Habano, and they've been very successful. They're a great size, they're a Sublime size, or a double Corona, and it features this logo here called a papayeta or papaleta, and I think these were used like in the 1930s, I believe, on the sides of boxes. So it's a nice touch to bring this back, and let's have a look. Usual crap and gumph that's in there. Look at those. Oh, wonderful smell, beautiful smell. Still smelling fresh. Chocolatey, very chocolatey. Do excuse that one. That's a Bolivar Britannica. I just put that in there just for space saving purposes. So yeah, it's a sublime size. It's a big cigar. It's a 54 ring and about 163 mil in length, I presume. Something around that. So yeah, big cigars. Lovely cigar. Oh, wonderful smell. Okay, well look, that's what they look like. We've done the foreplay. Let's go and smoke one. Yeah, pre-light's very just milk chocolate. I mean, I've smoked these obviously in the past, and they're always quite mild. And Bolivar are always notorious for being sort of like very, very strong. The strongest of all the sort of cigars, really. They're very, very strong. They were in the past anyhow, but in recent times, I think they're a lot milder now. Probably the Petty Coronas are probably the strongest with the lot now. They're very pokey. Very sort of milk chocolatey sort of flavours. Good draw. I don't know if you can see that glistening. Yes, I do run it under the tap, see? That's now absorbed any sort of water, which has only gone onto the wrapper. It doesn't get into the cigar. Because don't forget there's oils on there, and most of the water's going to slide off, if you understand oil and water. So that's now going to protect the wrapper from this fucking really dry day. And I can tell it's dry because my lips are really cracked. Right, well I'm going to light up. Very mild, beautiful, such a beautiful flavour. Lots of smoke, slight spice across the tongue, like a pepper. Very mild, not much sweetness to talk of. Lovely room note as well. It's like the Bolivar Bellicoso Finos, you know, they're very mild now. They're just, it's almost like Bolivar have taken everything down a notch. So, you know, because I'm not sure if people really like the super strong cigars. Well, perhaps they do in the New World cigars, but Cuban cigars, people age them to knock off the heaviness, and I'm convinced that they're sort of making cigars now to be more smoke ready. I think I've touched on that in the past. I mean, you'd think this would be a super strong cigar, but it's not. It's just it's quite medium bodied at the moment. It's lovely. Right, I'll be back when I'm about halfway through. I'd just like to say what drink I'm pairing this with today, and do excuse the glass because I broke my only other glass, and this is a dry martini, and I love these with a cigar. Absolutely superb. couple of olives in there as well. So it's 2 parts gin, 1 part vermouth, dry vermouth, and absolutely superb. Cheers. Well, I thought I'd come back as I normally do when there's a slight change, and there's a beautiful sweetness coming through now on the cigar. Sweet through the nose, sweet on the lips, on the tip of the tongue, like a caramel flavour. Beautiful. They're a very, very good cigar, these. If you like big cigars, and I do like big cigars, even though I smoke a lot of small and skinny ones, and well, I smoke all sorts, but these are probably my favourites. I mean, I've got 2 more boxes. I've got one from 2014, a year after the first release, and I've got one from 17, and then this one which is a more recent production, and they're all very consistent all the way through. They're great. They really are. There goes a skateboarder, and like I say, very, very mild. They're, you know, well, mild. They're just perfect. They're a very, very nice body to them, and you could probably have them after a good meal, or dare I say, you could have it early in the morning or mid-afternoon, like what I'm doing. You do see them come up on sites quite regularly, and I believe they're probably about $250 US, I believe, which is good money for a, you know, a big stick. I think that's a fair price, and they're worth it. Beautiful flavours. They really are amazing. To be honest with you, when I took the first one out of the box, because I like to smoke them immediately, or I like to taste them immediately, the first stick was shit. Give it time, leave it a few weeks to get some sort of acclimatisation into from your humidor into the sticks, and they do change. Cigars do not like travel. You know, when they come in from places or wherever you've got them from, they don't like travel, especially if you order from abroad. You know, then they can take probably 2-3 weeks sometimes to get to you. They've been slung around, they've been in cold conditions, warm conditions, they're all over the place, and you know, you really shouldn't touch one really for at least a couple of weeks to let them settle down. And you know, this one's entirely different to the first one I had. You know, this is absolutely beautiful now. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, I'll be back. I'd just like to bring up a YouTube channel, cigar smoking channel, that I find very, very entertaining. They don't have many viewers, very, very minimal, because I've only just started, probably done about 5-6 videos, and I find that they're probably the best sort of YouTube channels, these ones that are pretty much undiscovered, to be honest with you. They don't have many followers, but it's absolutely exquisite. They smoke Cuban cigars predominantly. They've done about 7 or 8 reviews, and it's Nick Fawkes and Son. And Nicholas Fawkes is a book writer, and his son actually works for Davidoff in London, and they just sit down. They're very, very English aristocracy, and if you like that sort of thing, and I do, I think it's absolutely brilliant. They're both very articulate. They articulate the tastings very well, and Nicholas Fawkes, the father, is very well connected with the cigar world, it appears. You know, very good friends with Simon Chase, and you know, he's been in and out of Cuba all his life, and so well dressed on screen. He's got a book out as well, More than likely the YouTube channel is probably to sell his books, but it doesn't matter. He's reviewing cigars. Now I would suggest going and searching out the channel, because it's absolutely brilliant. I love it. Like I say, not many viewers. I like that, and I hope that they keep doing their videos, and they don't just stop, because a lot of guys just do stop after a while. Yeah, have a look. Brilliant. Okay, I'll be back. Yeah, there's no ammonia to talk of, to be honest with you. It's completely gone, it appears. It's still smooth. I'm getting the oatiness coming through. And the wrapper's holding out perfectly. I mean, a lot of guys do treat vintage cigars under the tap, because the wrappers can be very dry, especially cigars that are like got 20 years on them, and lots of cigar aficionados, like I say, you know, who collect and then smoke their vintage stock. They do run them under taps just to stop the wrappers from going out on them. I mean, I'm halfway through now and I can feel like the power of the Bolivar Libertador ramping up a touch, in a good way. It's not like incredibly powerful, but I can feel that it's sort of, you know, getting stronger. But it's a Bolivar. It's still smooth through the nose. I hope they keep these up, this production, because it is such a great cigar. The other one I really do love is like the Hoyo Deluxe, which is superb as well. I hope they keep them up, because that is a great cigar. Yeah, there's not much transition, I must admit. It's I thought it was getting stronger and it seems to have mellowed again. It's not a bad thing. Well, I suppose there is transition, you know. It's like it started getting stronger. It's telling the story, you know. It's sort of, it's probably up and down. It's varying through its journey here. Lots of smoke. Lots of smoke. I've gone from the martinis to the wine now. Man, this is what happens when we're on lockdown. We're drinking. I'm probably going to be on the fucking brandies later. Pinot Grigio, beautiful. Cuts through, cleans the palate. Another puff, beautiful. Pinot Grigio. Music in the background, Sparrow Saunders, some album. Can't remember the name of it. But very mellow. Okay, I'll be back when I get down to the band. The sweetness is still there, but very backgroundy, which is nice, and the oatiness is still there with a coffee flavour. 3 flavours that I can pick up on quite easily, which is making it a nice cigar. Okay, right, well look, I'm going to leave it there because I want to carry on with my day and enjoy the rest of this. Enjoy your days. I hope you're all having a nice cigar at the moment or smoking some nice cigars. Let me know what you've been smoking of late. It's always nice to know that. So anyhow, I'm going to leave it there. Stay safe and I'll be back with something else very soon. Bye now.